Just an absolute beast of a deer. Look at the mass on that thing. I mean, my God. Got deer on camera, just not during the day, so me and Brock are both out here this morning and we're just trying to get a deer on the ground for y'all. That being said, Brock saw 2 does this morning at 5 yards, but decided not to take a shot, so the morning hasn't gone terrible, but it's definitely very slow. Y'all stick with us though, and hopefully we can get a deer on the ground for y'all soon. Well guys, absolutely awful start to the morning. I got everything set up in the stand. I'm ready to go. Pulled my bow up. Got in my lap. Realized that my quiver wasn't on my bow. So props to me for getting everything ready in the dark and absolutely forgetting the one thing you needed. So we're gonna be a little late this morning. Hunting a spot on the opposite side of the woods from where the dried up pond bottom buck is. At worst case scenario, hopefully I push the deer towards the bottom and get those deer moving through there a little better. Yeah, so we're about to enter the woods right now. Hopefully we can get a big one, even though we're off to a nice late start, but some of the best hunts come from the ones where everything seems to go wrong, so hopefully that's the case here. just about to get out of the tree when that happened. I had my quiver in my hand and I put it on, I reattached it to my bow, and I looked to my left and there's a buck standing there. But it was a nice, probably 2.5-year-old 7-point. And I've never shot a real big buck with my bow, so I'm trying to hold out on I guess a 3.5-year-old or more mature deer. But some of y'all might shoot that deer, I don't know. But it was exciting nonetheless, but it's only 7:30 right now, but it's starting to rain and it's starting to lightning, so I think I'm gonna get out of here. Well, guys, it's about 10 o'clock, and it was a uneventful morning to say the least. I did not see a single deer. Yeah, you'll stick with us, and hopefully we'll get a buck on the ground for y'all pretty soon.
to start rutting. But our deer, they rut around first 2 weeks in December, a little more earlier than typical Alabama deer. But y'all stick with us, and hopefully I can bring y'all a deer here pretty soon. But hunting over a green field with a power line running through it. It's just a good transition area where I might catch them crossing and go into feed this afternoon. But to my back right, there's a logging road. There's probably 3-4 scrapes 20 yards from me to my back. So hopefully I'm on their crossing point and I get a crack at one of these deer tonight. Y'all stick with us.
Good morning, folks. It's December 10th. Alabama rut is in full swing over at our place, and it's kind of a dragged out rut, so you'll see rut action all the way up to February. It's pretty ridiculous, but these are the early stages of it. We've been seeing a lot of chasing. Actually, almost got ran over the other day while checking a camera by a doe and a buck chasing, so it's a good time of year to be out, and we've noticed that most of the deer sign is in the morning, just based off of our cameras and not seeing anything in the afternoon. So we got up this morning real early, and I just had a deer come into the spot, a doe specifically, coming to the spot that I'm about to go hunt. So hopefully that'll bring some bucks through, and we'll see how it goes. But don't have a specific target buck that I'm going after this morning. We don't really have too many shooters this year at our property. There's probably 2 or 3, and one of them was shot already and not found. So it's been a little bit of a rough going, but we're gonna stay positive and hopefully run into one that we've never seen before, or maybe a old buck that didn't show up, come back through, or something like that. But you never know during this time of year, anything can come through. So it's just important to be out in the woods and be able to see along the way, and just hopefully just be able to capitalize on a buck's mistake of chasing a doe. So we'll see you out in the woods. All right, guys, December 10th. We got the buck we were after in here. We called him Lucifer because he just looks crazy. He's got points everywhere. As you can tell, I was filming, but my film is just not great. He got on my scent trail. I have a scent trail through here. I didn't see him because he's behind me, but he got right here to my scent trail. And as soon as he got to it, he looked right at me, busted me. I didn't know what to do. My camera's on this side, so I wasn't even able to film it. So as soon as he was staring right at me, like, I'm surprised he didn't bolt. If he would have, I'd have been pretty upset. But I put him in the scope. His bases have to be like 7 inches. He's freaking crazy looking. He's got a Droptine on one side as well. Or I'd consider it a Droptine. It's off his beam, it goes down. So I think that's what you'd consider that. But I think I heard him crash right over here. I don't see him. But my reaction film isn't great, but I'm pretty fired up. That deer's pretty sweet. I couldn't tell if he was broke or what, but he's got just points everywhere. He's not typical at all, but I'm pretty fired up with him. He came in, he looked huge. I mean, his neck's all swelled up, so. But yeah, that's awesome. I'm fired up. We're about to get down and go track him, get my things down, hopefully. You gotta take whenever you're this excited, you gotta take your time getting down, and because I'm not trying to fall out of this tree stand. That'd be pretty worthless of shooting a deer in that case. But let's go, December 10th. We knew these next couple days were gonna be huge. Yeah, there really hasn't been a deer I've been after this year, and I just got this deer on camera 2 days ago. Thought he was pretty cool. Hung a stand where I thought I could potentially kill him. Had a bunch of deer moving through here this morning, so God, what an awesome morning. We're about to get down and go track him. I'll take y'all along for that. So we'll see when we get down there. All right, guys, the blood trail didn't start but like 10 feet from where he died. I got him on my stand, walked about 20 yards, looked for blood, and then I just looked over and saw him. He literally died just like this. I thought he was still alive at first. It kind of scared me, to be honest with you. But we made a perfect shot. Let's see if we can pick up on the blood. I mean, the blood trail's really nice for what it's worth, I guess. But I mean, it didn't really matter. Didn't go very far anyway. But here he is. Just an absolute beast of a deer. Look at the mass on that thing. I mean, my gosh. He's got that Droptine right there. That's crazy. Like I said, I only got pictures of this deer, 2 days ago. I have no idea what this would have been. Maybe just something like the other side, I guess. But, I mean, my gosh, what a beast of a deer. My corn, where I was feeding him and starting to get him on camera, I mean, my gosh. That is a freaking beast. We called this deer Lucifer just because he looked like the devil. I mean, my gosh. But my setup earlier was about 300 yards that way, and I was getting the most nocturnal times of him. It was just like every night, like 10 o'clock for the past 2 days. So I was like, well, if I want to kill this deer, I gotta, make an adjustment. So I moved in 300 yards closer this way, and with hopes, that he'd, come across. And sure enough, he did. The first morning I hunted it, and you can tell. I mean, look at that. That's crazy too. He's got that off the back. Split brow right here. Droptine. I mean, mass. I mean, holy cow, he's got so much mass. Probably, not even close to the most unique deer that I've ever killed. So I'm so proud of this deer. I mean, it's been such a struggle of a season so far, and just to get this deer is so awesome. So proud of this. I really haven't. I've passed up some nice deer, but haven't had an opportunity to mature big buck like this. And I mean, you can't even really tell how big his body is. I mean, my gosh. Let's see if we can't get him fixed up. Braylon's said he's in the middle of a ton of deer right now, so he couldn't be here. But the body on this deer is just as impressive. Freaking stud. I mean, that neck's huge. But awesome deer. When Braylon gets down from hunting, we will get more pictures of him. Definitely not the biggest deer I ever killed, but I mean, that's just awesome character. He's even got like other deer fur in this drop time. That's crazy. But awesome morning. Super proud of this deer. Awesome. Alright guys, so it's December 22nd, 12 days after I shot Lucifer. Here we stand right here, and we just came out here to hang a lifeline on it and just kind of sum up what happened that morning, because we weren't able to catch it on film just like we wanted to. But whenever we came in here to scout, we noticed that there's a scrape over here. It looks like stuff can move right here now. There's just a bunch of rubs through here. And so I was getting all these deer on camera about 300 yards through this stick, and with the idea that I would just catch some, feeding on the other side of all this thick stuff. And it was just nocturnal hours, some mornings, but nothing really huntable. And this is a spot we've always walked past. Me and my dad's always said it's gonna be a good spot. Braylon knew that there was this tree in here. He's like, I know it's a perfect tree, so decided to hang up a set right here. And the afternoon that we came and hung up the stand, we did a little, I guess a dirt trail to knock down the sound so you could tiptoe in here. So I was able to get in here with literally deer, 30 yards, literally just right here in front of me. And in that morning, I had that deer, the deer I ended up shooting, he snuck up on me because there's a lot of construction and the quarries over here, so it just sounds like banging and just loud metal noise all morning. So he just, I looked behind me, I heard like a branch crack, looked behind me, he's standing right there. So I turned around, he's already seen me, he already knows, he's downwind, he's already busted me. So I quickly turn around, he's doing like the head bobbing, looking back up at me. And so I threw the gun up, shot, and grabbed the camera, spun around. So I shot him.
It's right there in that opening.
Yeah, right here through this opening. And he ran and crashed. Probably, what's that, about 45 yards?
Yeah.
About 45 yards, died right on the road, which is really convenient.
Yeah, there's a road right there.
So you can see, you might be able to see a truck parked right through there, but the idea was just to get on the other side of the prairie, because what I thought was going to happen was the deer were going to be bedded all in this thick stuff.
On that privet.
Yeah, all in that stuff right there, and I thought deer would feed maybe down to this hillside. But I had the deer come from behind me, which kind of threw me off. That's why I had the stand facing all the thick stuff, but nonetheless, it got the job done, I guess, but I wasn't able to catch it on film. And self-filming is super hard, and if you got any tips or tricks, I don't think we have enough batteries, because every time I try and just like leave it on standby, the battery always dies on the camera, so I'm not even able to film like the last portion of the hunt usually. So I usually just try to click it on as soon as I see the deer, and it really doesn't pay off that way. So if y'all got any tips or tricks or anything to some advice, I guess that'd be great. But I just kind of want to take y'all back in here and kind of show you what went down, how it went down. So he just came up through here, shot him, ran, died 45 yards right there, and got him out easy. So yeah, that's the story of Lucifer. Had 3 days of history with him. I guess we found out that another member of the club had him on camera for several months now, and just kept him secret, because you kind of got to do that in these hunting clubs, because if you let people know you got big deer out here on your cameras, and they'll be checking in right behind you. So but that's just kind of the idea behind Lucifer. So